Hello, my name is Jane White. I'm a sales engineer with Netchex, a leader in cloud based payroll and HCM software. I've got 25 years of experience in this industry, and I love working in particular with the large number of restaurant clients we have here at Netchex. Netchex knows the challenges that your industry faces better than anyone else and has the best technology to address them, especially if you are using Micros as your point of sale system. When we talk to restaurants, there's several themes that we hear again and again. Recruiting is tough. It is a constant battle to hire, train, rehire, and just keep the restaurant staffed. That cycle drains time and resources, especially when onboarding is not streamlined. The second thing we hear is about the struggles that employees face being kind of disengaged. When they don't feel supported or they kind of feel disconnected from leadership, it drives burnout and attrition, which only makes that turnover cycle worse. Another challenge that we often hear is the lack of visibility into HR data. Things like turnover, compliance metrics, or even tax credit opportunities. And without that kind of insight, it's tough to protect your margins and maintain profitability. And finally, a big challenge is the manual processes and disconnected systems that make it hard to stay consistent. General managers are often juggling multiple tools that don't talk to one another, leading to errors, wasted time, and unnecessary risk. Our deep level of integration we have with Micros makes us the best fit for you in the restaurant space. So, how do we do that? How do we address all those challenges head on and position ourselves as the best fit in the industry? You know, One of the biggest pain points GMs have is hiring fast enough to keep up with turnover. And with NetChecks, you can move from posting a job to having someone on the floor in a matter of days, not weeks. Through our unique Indeed Platinum partnership and mobile first onboarding, managers can post a job, screen applicants, and complete all new hire paperwork from any device. That means less time stuck in hiring admin work and more time focused on serving guests. We also make onboarding smoother for every new hire with automated reminders and e-signature documents that help eliminate delays and errors. So whether it's a cook, a cashier, a shift lead, your team starts to work day one ready. Everything, onboarding, training, and payroll is all connected, ensuring consistent, efficient experiences that set employees up for success right from the start. And what does that mean for you? Faster hiring, fewer bottlenecks, and happier employees that hit the ground running. In hospitality, your people shape every guest experience. From the front of the house to the back, engagement directly impacts service quality and guest satisfaction. NetChecks gives you simple, effective tools to keep employees connected, motivated, and informed. With built in recognition tools, surveys, and announcements, you can celebrate great service, gather real feedback, and keep communication flowing. And with our Ask HR with AI tool, employees can get instant answers to HR questions in English and Spanish without having to track down a manager. That saves supervisors time and keeps them focused on guests. We also help employees feel more supported financially through earned wage access, same day tip payouts, and buy now, pay later options, which is an affordable, interest free way for employees to access life's essentials through a payroll deduction. Your staff can manage expenses more easily and reduce financial stress. It's a no cost, no admin benefit for you that strengthens loyalty and boosts morale. And when employees feel valued and empowered, they deliver better service, they stay longer, and they help your property or restaurant, obviously, maintain the consistency guests notice and remember. And finally, behind the scenes, NetChecks keeps you audit ready with tools to handle tip credits, tip shortfall reporting, helping you stay compliant and confident, even as labor laws change and evolve. That way, your managers can focus less on spreadsheets and more on what matters, serving guests and keeping operations running smoothly. And for a restaurant, protecting margins starts with having the right visibility to data. With Netchex, you can easily track turnover, monitor compensation trends, benchmark your pay across your different locations or against your competitors. That means you can identify where you're losing people or where you might be paying above or below market so that you can make smarter staffing decisions and pay decisions that help you retain top talent and control your labor costs. We also capture tax credits that you might have not even realized you could gain. Through automated reporting, NetChecks can also identify and secure those valuable programs like FICA and WOTC credits, turning what's normally a big administrative burden into real measurable profit. By uncovering these credits and automating compliance reporting, we help you protect your margins and improve profitability across your restaurant locations. And finally, integrating with micros to eliminate the time and error and keeping your HR and payroll synced with the point of sale is certainly a big piece of the puzzle. So, how does that work? Let's take a look. We have a two-way integration with micros. So, as NetChecks kind of lends itself to be more of your system of record for hiring, onboarding employees, we're going to automatically push that employee data into micros. So the manager no longer has to get them set up in payroll, then also get them set up in the point of sale. Any changes that impact micros, terminations or changes in position that would be needing to update micros will also flow over automatically. And then punches are going to flow back into timekeeping so that NetChecks captures those and addresses all of the key concerns around pay compliance, making sure that the pay is calculated correctly, especially if the employee has multiple pay rates. How does that impact overtime? And then obviously all the tip detail can also flow right into payroll. We also have some options for general ledger integration as well. In terms of looking at the rest of the system and how we meet the challenges that I've described here, let's take a look at a demo now. Empty positions really equal lost potential. So we want to address the biggest challenge that restaurants have and speed up the hiring process with NetChecks Recruit. It's tough, but with the right tools, you'll find the right fit, hire faster, and keep them engaged longer. We're the only HRIS and one of only a handful in the world with an Indeed Platinum partnership. What that means is that we did the work to deeply integrate with Indeed so your job postings get priority on Indeed and you get better applicants. You get them sooner than just a regular organic job posting, and you get more applicants than any other HRIS. We also have extensive integrations to other job boards like ZipRecruiter, Google, Snag a Job to expand your reach. And of course, we can help power a careers page. I think I read a survey 80% of folks go to a website before they apply. So we want to give you an up to date and career restaurant branded site so that people can go look at what a career working for you might look like, even do location based searches if you've got more than one restaurant, and give them a mobile friendly way to do all their application right from your website. We can also provide text to apply options, QR code scanning, so that again, you have a wide reach of ways that you can find candidates. Getting great applicants to apply is only the first step. Next, you have to empower your managers to find and interview the best ones before someone else does. Our candidate scoring automatically ranks candidates based on their answers to your custom screening questions, how well their availability matches your need, and their distance from your location. That means managers spend less time reviewing applicants and resumes and only spend time with the best candidates. As they identify who these folks are, they can shortlist them and then easily move them into different levels of interviewing workflows that they may need. Inviting a candidate to an interview is quick and easy. Managers can set up recurring availability. Maybe I do my interviews Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday from 9 to 11 or from 2 to 4, or they can use custom slots to share with a candidate. And don't worry if they have a conflict. We can integrate with Outlook, Google, and iCal to ensure we don't offer candidates times that are already booked. Candidates can choose a time slot that fits your schedule and the interview is set. We can also reduce no shows with automatic text reminders. A new and unique feature that we provide is an AI interviewing tool. This is particularly helpful for high volume situations where managers are strapped for time. The AI interviewer can actually do an initial interview with preset questions right to the candidate and transcribe all of their answers so that a lot of the heavy lifting of that maybe that initial interview is summarized for the manager to quickly access. And then if you're ready to make a hire, you simply can do that by confirming the information we have that it is correct and make any necessary edits. This information is going to flow right into the new hire record. So you don't have to key this information, and the employee is now ready to do their onboarding. Next, push out a custom offer letter. We are off to the races with onboarding. Employee onboarding is simple and mobile friendly, ensuring the employee has a great first impression as they join their team and are get signing off and accessing all of the tasks that are unique to their role or the department so that nothing gets missed and all your locations do onboarding consistently. Engaged employees are more motivated and committed to their work, and they tend to go above and beyond, leading to higher efficiency and better performance. With high turnover organizations like restaurants, it's essential to have some easy to implement solutions to help foster an environment of empowerment, recognition, and feedback. In the same mobile app that, yes, they can go to look at their pay stub or pull down a W 2, we want to provide those unique employee engagement strategies. The way we do that in the most different way possible is what we call our Ask HR solution. This is a tool. Let me kind of just go back to kind of a new conversation that empowers employees to get their questions answered so that they understand policies and procedures that you need them to know and follow. So you can load all of your employee facing documents that employees need to have access to, whether that is employee handbooks or restaurant procedures, how to open and close the restaurant, how to clean the bathrooms, all the back of the house items around food safety that they need to know. And they're able to access all of that information. We all kind of live in a chat GPT world, but often it doesn't extend to the company that you work for. We want to give that immediacy of help when the employee needs it right from their mobile device. So if it's something like a repetitive question you often get about, when is our Thanksgiving holiday? This might be a question that the manager gets, 5 or 6 times a month leading up to a holiday. The employee's empowered to get their question answered directly from Ask HR that's referencing, again, only the information that you have loaded for the AI assistant to read to provide that answer back to the employee. So here, quickly, I see that information right at my fingertips. How do I greet customers? Maybe I'm a new hostess in the restaurant, and I, went through that procedure, but I just want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. That could be a document that is loaded in the system that the AI assistant can read and provide that new hostess a checklist of things that she or he might need to know right from their mobile device, and they're able to deliver on great customer service because they've got those procedures accessible to them easily through the mobile app. Oh, and I see that I didn't quite do a complete sentence there. Let me just clean this up a little bit. I think I've actually got another example of how do I greet customers. It said, hey, I greet customers effectively. You need to smile, make eye contact, whatever that looks like for the organization. But think about anything like, reviewing the new menus or asking questions about different drink menus, things like that. That can all be loaded here so that the employee has the immediacy to get their question answered every time. They can also ask it for specific things about looking at what their last pay stub was or what their PTO balance is. Even though they can access it in the mobile app, we want to keep those things very, very clear and easily accessible. Engage employees feel heard. So we want to have you easily push out different surveys that might help you to understand um, how people feel about their work, leadership, the culture, and this helps companies to gauge morale and satisfaction levels. When employees see that their feedback leads to real change, they definitely feel valued and are more likely to stay with the organization. In addition to those tools, we want to provide a way to provide some recognition. 69% of employees say that if they're regularly recognized for the work they do, they're going to be happier at work. And so we want to provide, again, an easy way to automatically, first of all, celebrate certain things going on in the organization, like people joining the team, work anniversaries, or birthday celebrations that are happening throughout the organization. And then in addition to that, if a server does a great job with a great guest experience, giving them a shout out is always that pat on the back that people need. If they're regularly recognized publicly for what they're doing, they're going to be happier and more motivated. So really delivering on that stellar service that you're needing them to do. In addition to that, another recognition option is what we call anonymous reporting, the ability to have a outlet to, if they see something unsafe, something maybe in the kitchen that's not safe food handling, or there was something, some sort of a theft issue that they witness, they need a way to be able to report those things without the fear of retaliation, so that you can foster a culture of safety in the workplace. And our anonymous reporting adds to that engagement to create that atmosphere. And then finally, we do want to try to help with the financial wellness of the employee. So part of employee engagement is just helping them manage their day-to-day and personal work life, and helping them to alleviate financial stress. So we offer things like flexible pay options where they're able to access earned wages early to stretch between paychecks. We also have a benefits me platform that allows them to buy kind of life's essentials over time with no interest through payroll deduction. All of these things empower the employee to feel engaged, respected, and heard. And when they don't just stay, they really thrive. So we want to give you all those tools to help you keep people as long as possible. And finally, we want to empower our restaurant clients with good information and data to drive the success of their business. So, restaurant specific reporting around things like excess tips, but also real insights into their HR data and payroll information to make good decisions. I've got an easy report builder to pull fields, but oftentimes people just want to have the ability to see what's going on in their organization in a visual way. So, turnover, obviously, we've talked throughout this presentation about how big of a deal it is to restaurants, but to really understand where it's happening, who is being affected, what managers, is really going to give you the insights into understanding how you might be able to control that. You can look at this data across your restaurant locations, especially if there's multiple entities that make up your business. And so really understanding the who and the why behind turnover will help you, be able to make better decisions. You can obviously sort this by different time frames, be able to pull this data out quickly to look at it. But we want to provide our restaurants with the tools that they need to identify where the issues are so they can make good decisions. You can also analyze wage information. So understanding, who's where your wages are, payroll over payroll, but more importantly, where is your compensations stacking up with other folks in your industry? So being able to access data to understand where you're falling for maybe a line cook, or a head chef, compared to other folks, you'll be able to benchmark yourself internally, but also against BLS data to make sure that you are staying within market parameters, not under or overpaying folks, and really understand where you are. So, obviously, this is key to making sure that you've, again, got the good information to make decisions, to make your organization as profitable as possible, and make sure that you can attract the kind of talent that you need to, and also retain them long term. So, as you can see, Netchex is the best fit for restaurants in meeting the challenges that you have head on, especially if you're using Micros as your point of sale system.